Post his motherfucking stats. All right, y'all, it's your boy back again. Blackout post game video. Look, I can't even get mad at them for losing this game. Um, Portland was playing a back to back. Pels played a back to back. Even playing field. Uh, Look, Dame is special. Like let's just go ahead and get that out. Dame is special. I When he's hitting the way he's hitting, you just kind of got to accept that. You just got to accept that. There's not a lot you could do with someone who can shoot the way that he was shooting. And Lonzo was doing pretty well against him, but my problem was um, when he broke past Lonzo, I don't think they contained him enough. His speed is underrated. He was able to get into the paint or to the basket when they ran him off the 3 point line. And they had instances where I felt like they guarded him well, in other instances where I felt they didn't. But where a lot of the breakdown happened was Dame had, 15 assists. At least the last time I checked. I don't know if he finished the game with 16 or more, but he had 15. Look, he was getting the ball where it needed to go for guys to make shots, and they were making shots. What I didn't like is the defensive help came off of Gary Trent, who was knocking down shots. If you're going to get help off of someone on Dame, it's got to come from somewhere else. Or if you're going to take the defender off of Gary Trent, someone needs to rotate off to him. Make Dame have to make the longer pass cross court so that gives your guys time to get there, close out, and set up on their defense. But that didn't happen. But look, Dame cooked everybody this game. Lonzo did the best he could. He put him in situations where he just had to knock down tough shots. And Dame, being who Dame is, he knocked down tough shots. You tip your hat off to a guy like that, man. You just say, good game. He did his thing. That's what you come to expect of all-star level players. Look, I told you I was going to judge this game by the second and third quarter. The second quarter, they stormed back, and they took the lead going into halftime. Third quarter, they gave it up. They seemed very tired, lethargic, low energy level. I think the back to back wore on them, but I can't even complain about a back to back because, hell, Dame and them had a back to back. And they came out with more energy, and they had a much smaller rotation. And that's even after Steven Adams got injured and he couldn't come back out. Still had a smaller rotation. Let's just go down the list real quick. Lonzo had 21, 5, and 3. He was really good shooting the ball. He shot 50%. He was 7 of 14, 5 of 10 from 3. He was on it. he was freaking on it. He took some shots I didn't like. He took some shots I did like. So kudos to him on that. You could tell that he was fatiguing though, and his legs were getting heavy. He just didn't seem to have it this game toward the end. Although he did hit that late jump, he hit that late three. Um, when they needed it, when Portland started to try to kind of pull away, he kind of quelled that noise. So I got to give him credit for that. Lonzo's always been good in the clutch. He missed that last three that he ended up getting. Um, I, you know what? I'm gonna save the end of the play for the last part of the video. I'm not gonna go there just yet. He played a solid game. Um, I'm not gonna critique him too hard, but he played a solid game. He could have been a little bit better in my eyes, but he played a solid game. I can live with his performance. Bledsoe, you know what, man? Maybe it's me. I've What'll happen is I notice Bledsoe in the first quarter, and after that, I don't tend to notice him for the rest of the game. Like He played in the second half, but I don't remember when he came out the game. And honestly, I don't remember ever seeing him after he came out the game. And I've been noticing that it will get to the fourth quarter. I'll be like, damn, I ain't seen Bledsoe in a minute. And I got to tell you, when a guy has that little presence on the court, something's wrong. Like, there's a visible presence, like, that usually happens when certain guys leave the floor. You can tell. But Bledsoe, he disappeared. I don't know, and this has happened in like the last couple games when he gets pulled out, and I'm just like, I forget he's not even on the court, which means he's not having the effect on the game that you would want. They got to fix that. They need to do something about Bledsoe in the two guard position. That's just me. Um, I don't know what his stats was. Quite frankly, I don't care. He didn't do enough to warrant being talked about. He hit a couple buckets early in the game, but like I said, that was it. His presence was pretty much, non-existent. Bi Bi shot 33%. He was 4-12 from the field. Um, I believe he had 15 points. I could be wrong. Look, Bi was atrocious as usual. Um, it's something about that fit with him and Zion, man. Something's up. You know what? It could be the spacing issue because Bi was a different player last year before Zion came back, and I got to be honest with you, he has not been that guy from early on in the year that he was last year. He's had some games where he's played very well next to Zion, but I mean, come on, man. You can't have 15 or less going up against Portland. You just cannot. You got freaking Lonzo kind of picking up your slack, having an efficient shooting night, and he got a guard Dame. Like, you can't go out there and just be slacking. Sure, you got 6 assists, but like, bruh, come on, we need more from you. You're the $165 million man or so. Come on, man. We need you to step up. Late game, he didn't really get a good shot in the last couple minutes of that game, last couple seconds, I should say. He just didn't seem to have it. He just really didn't seem to have it. Um, he could have played much better. If I have to critique any one of the starters, he could have played much better. Before I get to Zion, look, Steven Adams played a couple minutes. He got injured very early in the game, so he had to come out. Um, Look, we can't really critique him like that because he got hurt. I hope he's better. He looked like he twisted his ankle. He'll probably miss a game or two, maybe three, which means prepare for more Jackson Hayes and Melly. And it's funny because Antonio Daniels said even in the game they thought that they would see probably more of Melly than than they saw. They like, yeah, we're gonna see more Melly and Hayes this game, regardless. But after he got out, it was just like, where they didn't get play, which is something I thought. Jackson Hayes, I figured was gonna get the next up. He has to at that point. He is your last big, but yeah, that was interesting. Although I can't even lie, Hernan Gomez hit that three. I was like, bro, we might have a stretch five on our hands, But I don't know. He's missed every other three, so who knows? Anyway, Zion Williamson. Zion had 36 points. I believe he had 6 rebounds and 4 assists. Extremely efficient shooting night. He went to the line a lot. Look, this is where we lost the game. People were missing free throws. Zion missed at least 4. Okay? Look, man. Lonzo went to the line and hit both of his free throws. He hit both of his free throws. Okay? If Lonzo can get to the line and hit his free throws, there's no excuse for other guys on this team missing free throws. I'm just going to be honest with you. Zoe went from being 41%, he hit two, so he should be somewhere around 75%. He was like 72, 73. He should be somewhere around 75%. Look, if Zoe could go from 48 to 41 to like 58 to 75, everybody else on the team should be hitting free throws. There is no reason why we should be getting L's because of free throws. Think about this. Zion missed 4 free throws. If he makes 2 of his free throws, this is a completely different game. Completely different game. There's no reason this team should be missing free throws like that. I'm sorry. That bothers me. I'm sorry. But anyway, Zion was incredible. He played really well. I'm a little angry about the last play of the game. I'll get into that again at the end of the video. What I want to talk about, or spend a little bit more time talking about, is the bench. The plus minus is favoring the bench because I got to tell y'all something. They're the ones that got us back in the game both of the times. When the starters came out, the lineup that Stan has gone to Kira, JJ, Josh Hart, with Zion and Billy Hernan Gomez, they got us back into the game twice when the starters let the league go. I'm not going to critique, even with Jackson Hayes, they got them back in the game. I'm not going to critique these guys as harshly as I normally would. Look, Josh Hart didn't have a very good shooting night, but JJ brought up the slack, okay? Billy Hernan Gomez picked up the slack, especially because he got thrust in as a starter role. He had a double-double. I'm not going to trip on Jackson Hayes or Kira or JJ and them. They did their job. They did their job. I cannot critique them tonight. They did their job. And I know a lot of people are not going to be happy with that because normally they play bad. They played really well tonight. They did their job. They got the starters back in the game. The starters got to bring that game home. I'm sorry, the starters have to bring that game home. If your bench, who has been failing you, comes up big, brings you back in the game with Damian Lillard out, you gotta reward your bench players and bring it home. I'm sorry. The end of the game. You're down to and you got like 15 seconds. You got the timeout that advances the ball up to the court. So you're in the half court already. BI is already having a bad shooting night. 4 of 11. Your 2 best shooters or scorers at that point is Lonzo and Zion. I got to give Lonzo credit because he took the shot. He didn't hit it. I'm surprised he didn't hit it. Had he hit it, he would have been a hero. He would have been a hero. But that's not the problem. Because Billy Hernan Gomez knocked the ball back and they recovered. And they got the ball to BI. BI hesitated a little bit. Granted, he couldn't get the shot off, so he was in a bad position. So he just kind of had to try to get to his spot and throw the ball up. Look, the guy who carried you on his big burlesque back did not get to touch the fucking ball. How in the fuck does the guy who has 36 fucking points not touch the ball? I get it. They were trying to block him out of the play. I'm talking about Portland. I get it. He still needs to get that touch. So you got to do something. I don't care. Double pin down action, something. Have him set a screen, dribble handoff, something. He needs an attack at the basket. You only need two to tie. You only take the three if it's the best shot available. But you just need a two to tie at worst. You take the damn two. If I'm not mistaken, Portland didn't have any more timeouts at that point. They might have had one, but I think that was it. And if I'm not mistaken, you had them in a penalty. All you got to do is have Zion attack, and he's going to the free throw line. If he attacks and they foul him and one, he got a chance to win the game. Put the ball in his hands. He's already got 36. Bi is cold. If you're going to use Bi, let Bi come off as a secondary option as a screen guy in a pick and pop situation. Let them run two-man game. And then you have Zion as the picker, as the ball handler, and you have Bi set the pick. That reminds me, I do need to critique Jackson Hayes on something, but that can wait. Zion didn't get to touch the goddamn ball. Everybody was wondering why the fuck they got two cracks at it and Zion didn't get it once. You know what? Part of me thinks, okay, maybe if Zion had an expanded toolbox, he maybe could have got a better look because then they'd have to guard him further out, which opens up the floor for everybody else. But at the same time, like, fuck that. You got to give it to him. You got to. You got the floor space. He's got to touch the ball. And if I have one critique other than that of Stan, I wanted to see Nickeil Alexander-Walker this game. This late game situation, I felt like you needed another ball handler in there that could have, been dynamic enough that could have scored or have passed the ball inside if need be. Look, I know a lot of people, and I know I've went in on Nickeil, but Nickeil has value. I know I trash him a lot, but he has value. I think he should have got some play time this game, and I also think he should have got some run in the last couple minutes. I think that could have been a tremendous change in momentum for the team. But look, man, Zion got to touch the ball. He got to. When Bi's cold like that too, Zion has to get the touch. You cannot let your guy, because here's what I'm thinking if I'm Zion. I did all this work and I don't even get to get a chance at the bucket. They can't stop me. I don't even I'm 12, 18. I don't even get a chance. And it's not like Lonzo had a bad look. It's not like he had a bad look. I didn't like the look that Bi got, and I knew when he got the ball in that corner, I was like, he's gonna take a mid-range shot, miss it, and that's what it's gonna be. He's gonna get to a spot, take the mid-range and miss it. And sure enough, that's what happened. Look. I'm not frustrated because this was a good team and Dame dropped 40. Like, there's some things I didn't like the defense on Gary Trent. I get it. 40 and 15 is a monster game from Dame. You got to tip your hat off to him because he was making some tough-ass shots. But you got yourself a chance to win the game and you're down by 2. All you need is 2. I think I'm going to trust the guy who has been on fire in the paint recently. If we're going to critique anybody specifically for this game, Stan, your foot got to be held to the fire. Zion should have touched the ball. Also, because I'm fair, Lonzo, I got to critique you too, bro, because you may be in the point guard position playing 3D, but your IQ is still the highest on the court. You have got to think of how to get him the ball. Even if it's like, hey, come here, I'm going to set the screen for you in a pin down. You got to direct traffic out there. I get it. You got plays and stuff. Sometimes you got to improvise. The best players in the league can improvise. It can make something out of nothing. But they lost to a good team. They lost a close game to a good team. I can't be too mad at them for this. But damn, this is one of those games going back to that Pacers game way back in the beginning of the year. We were 4-2, and I was like, they're gonna need this game. Like, this is one of those games you can look back and say, they needed this game. See, I told you guys, I'm not worried about how well they played against Memphis. They're scrubs. Yes, I'm including John in that. John's not a scrub player by any means, but they're scrubs. They don't have the requisite talent to deal with the New Orleans Pelicans. But Portland, they're a veteran team. They know how to play the game. They know how to win. I don't care how well you play against the scrub teams. How do you play against the teams that are better than you? And they're not that much better. You can't tell me that the Pels lineup out there was inferior to Portland's lineup. I'm sorry. You cannot tell me that. You cannot tell me that. They got Phoenix on Friday, and they got Boston on Sunday. The path is not going to get easier. The path is not going to get easier. I'll see you guys then. Until then, post this motherfucking stats. Y'all have a good one. It's your boy. Peace and good night.